Hi there, and welcome to my presentation on emerging trends in education technology. Today we're going to look at a couple different trends that we're seeing or that I'm seeing in my classroom settings. So we're seeing cloud computing, collaborative environments, game-based learning, mobile devices using internet access, augmented reality, and flexible displays. So all of those are, may be remotely familiar to you, and we're going to go ahead and dive a little deeper into looking at augmented reality. So this is the emerging trend that I'm choosing to talk about in my presentation today. So just a few years ago, virtual reality was a sci-fi concept for most of us. It was something that seemed very foreign, and people talked about it, and we didn't think that it would ever actually happen. But soon enough, we started witnessing the releasing of virtual reality headsets. So augmented reality is virtual reality. And this showed us that almost everything is possible. A decade ago, we were still using a home phone in order to communicate, and nowadays we can instantly send messages through the use of a smartphone or a smart device like a tablet. So virtual reality, the market itself is just one of the fastest growing markets. Different cell phone carriers are offering augmented reality headsets that you can purchase, as well as really any type of technology store and even some department stores. So as the new generations are born and raised in this digital era where technological advancements are happening quite quickly and they're quite advanced, they're obviously loving technology. We know that they are digital natives, and to resist the traditional learning ways, we are trying to keep up with them in a sense. And that's why the virtual reality technology can really bring some great additions and the plus side of things to education as we're looking at these new generations. So let's go ahead and look at some of the advantages that I went ahead and pulled forward for this. The first advantage or pro is that it provides an outstanding visual that we wouldn't be able to see. It's not possible in a traditional classroom. So virtual reality is really great because it lets us explore different realities and alternative experiences. And by wearing a headset, you're encountering the high quality visuals that can mark you in a positive way. And if you're familiar with any different types of headsets, there's all different places that you can go and visit and places that you can be. Another great pro is that it creates interest. So no matter what age student you're working with, students will always love to sit and watch something instead of reading it. The virtual reality technology is really interesting, and it can create amazing experiences that could never be lived in real life. So in my case, a lot of my students might not have the opportunity to travel the world, go to Paris or go to Rome, but using a virtual reality headset, they're able to do that. And students will definitely feel more motivated to learn about something if they have been there, even in the sense of virtual reality. And finally, it just increases student engagement. So nowadays, teachers find that it's really hard sometimes to come up with productive engagement activities within the classroom. We're trying to keep up with how quickly the minds of our students are moving. So with the virtual reality, this is something that we can use. And it's really cool because a lot of students want to talk about their experiences. So they'll want to talk about what they saw, and it's a really great prompt for students. Now, looking at some of the cons, there are a few, and the ones that I'm looking at today, the first one is that it deteriorates human connections. So while virtual reality can be really great and a really great asset for your classroom, it also can be a huge disadvantage because the traditional education is based on personal human communication and interpersonal skills and connections. And when you're putting on the virtual reality headset, it's quite different. It's you and the software and really nothing else. No other human communication. Also, the functionality issues. So like with any program software, things can go wrong. And when things do go wrong, your student's learning activity is over until the tool is fixed. And it's kind of, it might leave a negative connotation with it if it's not fixed, or if we don't have time to go back and fix it. So this can be quite an inconvenience, and it can be expensive depending on the type of virtual reality you're working with. Sometimes it's not always an easy fix. And then the last one we were looking at is just the addiction to the virtual world. So a lot of our students are, possibly avid video gamers or computer gurus, and with this, it's just another virtual field. So the possibility of students getting addicted to their virtual world is really large. And we've seen what video games, obviously, and strong experiences do to people, and we can't even take those as good examples, but we want to make sure that, we're really encouraging human interactions, encouraging them to do other things, and not just leaving it up to that. So in conclusion, as you probably noticed, the virtual reality environment is consistently evolving. It's ever changing, and it can bring dozens of benefits to almost any field, but it also can be tricky to work with, and there are disadvantages like I discussed. We believe that modernization of technology, of course, is part of our world as teachers, and we have to keep up with it and keep up with our students. So as long as we're using the technology in a productive way and we're seeing accomplishments and successes with our students, that is what matters. So thank you very much.